Hi guys, welcome to another episode. We have some special guests with us. Who's our special guest?
What's your name?
What's your name?
Kayla.
Kayla. Who's next to Kayla?
Maya.
Maya. How old are you guys?
10. 11.
11.
And they belong to me.
Yeah, Sarah's offspring.
Two of my offspring.
Yeah.
So we're going to be kind of talking about, we're going to go down a little bit of memory lane a little bit. And we thought that we would actually show these guys a couple of images. Any of you that are 90s, 80s cats will know these images. Dominic's going to throw them to the screen for you guys so that you can see what I'm showing them.
Each one you tell me is correct. Your mummy will buy you something nice, okay?
And they want to go to Westfield after this.
Ooh. You better get it right.
So if mummy gives you
No
£100
pressure.
for each one you get right.
Let's start with Tim.
Let's
start with £10.
Yeah.
Then it's like 8, so you can get like £800.
Or £80.
If you get the last one, then you get the bonus prize.
That's the last one's £20.
All right, this I don't know if mum will remember this. Do you remember what these are?
Things.
The what?
Fitbits, they said.
Maya said
Game
Boys.
Boys.
Game Boys.
Fitbits.
Let me see.
Fitbits.
You might be too old for this one. They might be too young. What's up, mum?
Can we show the audience or will
Yeah.
they see it or do we have to throw it to
They
the
might
screen?
see it. I'll put it on the screen anyway. You said
Yeah.
you remember what these are?
Yeah, I do.
Tummy gadgets.
Close, actually. Surprising that you would have got that. Called Tamagotchis.
So
what do they do,
We
Sarah?
all had
Is it wrong?
one. I think I had a pink
Oh.
one.
What did they used to do?
What did they used to do?
You used to have to feed the
Yeah.
animal thing.
Right.
keep it
This is the
alive.
next one.
Oh, it's a
You
computer.
know what these are?
It's an old computer.
An old
An
computer.
old computer.
Maya, what's your guess?
It's a PC.
PC.
It's a computer box.
What gave it away?
Their education is paying off their
Wait,
school fees.
what gave it away?
What gave it away?
The box.
The box. The
Right,
keyboard.
what is this?
It's what's it called?
What's it called?
What's that?
It's in old movies.
It's
Old
in old
movies.
movies.
In old movies. What is it?
It's a television.
It's a television. What's that thing on the top? What does it do?
It's a radio thing that gets the internet into it. Something like that.
The internet.
It gets the internet into it.
This is before internet existed.
Oh,
Imagine that.
Then it gets the sound.
The sound. Okay.
The
It's called-
Wi-Fi.
What the Wi-Fi?
Wasn't Wi-Fi. Didn't have Wi-Fi either.
Imagine we used to live with
we
no
live in a
Wi-Fi.
world. We had a world
We
that
had
has
no,
no
internet
Wi-Fi.
when we were your age.
No internet.
We didn't have computers either. I remember when computers
This
first
is a bit of
came
a
in.
giveaway. They can read that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is the last one then. All right. Do you know what this place is?
The $1 store.
The
$1
store.
It's not.
What
a
was
one-
this shop? What could you get in this shop?
You could get talked about it. You could get like shows or something or music. I don't know. Games. No, the little circle. The DVDs.
All right. Let me explain something. Right. So when we grew up, right, we didn't have like Sky, on
Yeah,
TV
movie
or
channel.
I know.
Netflix.
They're the movie channels. They're the DVDs.
All right, but so before DVDs, we had something called a VHS,
Oh, they're the same thing.
right? And we used to have to drive there.
on a
rent
Friday
it.
night usually.
So you used to go see what movies are in there,
So
and you pick what movie
so
you want.
you know, like how the library's got all the
Yeah,
books.
it's like a visual.
So it's like a library of
movies.
movies.
That's what I said.
And then
Yeah, similar.
you would stand there, like usually on a Friday night, and you would go and you'd have to go down all the different sections. So you'd have action
Depends
or
what you wanted to
thrillers
watch.
or like children's, and then you'd have to go there and then you'd have to rent it. And then you'd take it home and you'd
Watch
play
it.
it. You'd watch it and then you'd have
Bring
to
it
bring it
back.
back. Otherwise, you got a fine.
Why would
They
you have
charge
to bring
you.
it back if you paid for it?
You
No,
rent
you
it.
rent
because you
rented it.
rent it.
What if
So
you
you,
bought it?
You can't.
they
You
never
can't
sold
buy
them
it.
They
there.
were for rentals only.
Oh, that's sad.
And if there was a movie you wanted to see and someone else had it, you couldn't get it.
Yeah, you had to wait for it to be
I would have
returned.
bought all of them, so nobody could
No,
get
you
it.
only had a limit of how many you could rent at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So that was called Blockbuster, and that's how we used to spend our afternoons. And we never used to have controls where you could fast forward the adverts.
Yeah.
So,
So you would put that into a machine called a not even DVD,
VCR.
Tape player.
video. So
Yeah.
the cartridge would go into the machine, and then you'd have to change a channel on the TV to one that plays the movie. And so, because we didn't have movies,
You
like
had
that.
to rewind it from whoever watched it
If
last
they didn't
back to the beginning of the
Oh my
film.
and if
gosh.
someone scratched it or like it
Oh,
started
yeah,
jumping
and it
in
was
the
like
middle, it's so
oh.
irritating. And so
You look lost.
yeah. So that's what we used to have to do, and we had no internet, so there was no Wi-Fi, there was nothing. So obviously the world has changed a lot now, hasn't it, compared to what it used to be because of AI. What do you know about AI? Because I don't know very much about AI.
AI robots.
Robots. So is that what you learn in school?
What does AI stand for?
Artificial
Go on.
AI.
What's the I?
Intelligence.
Well done.
Well done.
Artificial
You should know
intelligence.
that. It's in your
Your era.
era.
Yeah, I'm so smart.
But it's interesting. I was watching a video yesterday, and they said that AI is actually smarter than the smartest human now, because it's taken all the data that's been programmed into it, plus it has access to all this information which wasn't programmed into it. So combining that together, they're actually already smarter.
Sorry.
And also,
Last one, what's that?
DVD, not DVD. Does it play music?
Can play anything. But what is it?
Isn't it something it's something you put your DVD into, then it swirls around.
No, that's the thing that had got like an instrument on it attached to it.
Well,
Oh, you're thinking of a vinyl player.
yeah.
Wait, did that
So that's not a
happen to you when
DVD.
you
That's
were young?
that's music.
What happened to me when I was
Yeah,
younger?
You had that. The
Yes.
Yes.
When she was working in the saloon in the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
That's a cassette tape.
Well, that's close.
Those went a long time ago.
And
Yeah.
then you
so
plug
remember
it.
when you used to get the pencil
You used
and
to
like
put the
wind
pen
it
in
back
there to
out.
rewind it manually.
And like when it got tangled, you had to try
you have to pull it out and
So when you used to have a cassette player, and you used to put the cassette tape in there, and then you'd play
Music
your music
or-
or whatever. So that's how you
or
used
like
to
a
listen. So
story.
you didn't have phones like this.
But
or
can you tell me
iPads.
what replaced that?
Oh.
After that, what replaced it? Can you remember that?
So I can say, didn't Alexa? She played that. Plays
Alexa.
Alexa was about 30 years after.
Yeah.
that.
It was a thing. It was a disc. Do you remember that? It was a little disc about
I think
that
you said it
big.
already.
the player thing.
That replaced the cassette. So the cassette went out of date, and they replaced it with
Those small little block things.
a CD.
You know what CD is?
Yeah,
Do you?
yeah, they're like they still have it. Yeah,
circle things. And then you
Circle
shove them.
thing.
It's like a,
Looks
like
like
a
a small
DVD.
frisbee.
It's like a
Yeah.
DVD.
And
yeah.
it has all those little bar scratchy things where you can scratch them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the lines.
Yeah, yeah.
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 and it was like rainbow.
And if you scratch them, they don't work anymore.
That's
Yeah.
that's it.
Where
So-
did you learn about the CD?
Because when we had TVs in the car, we used to put the CDs in,
Oh,
and
so
every
you
time
had
Ezra,
you still had
and every
them.
Yeah.
time
Oh
Ezra
wow! So you're
scratched
really
them,
old.
Yeah.
Really old
You're getting old.
in your lifetime. Wow.
Oh, you still remember that?
Can you imagine
Wow.
when you get married and have children, they won't know all of this, any of this.
Yeah, just remind them.
They'll
So
never
you're
know
right.
what it is to. These lot will never know what it is to be like, quick, it's coming back on, and you're like, you're
Making a
like
cup of
waiting,
tea.
to like,
Yeah.
or you're waiting to go toilet, and then
You
you'd be
know.
like, go,
Because
no,
you
no,
couldn't,
no,
you
no.
couldn't pause the TV
You
back
couldn't
in
pause
the
the
day.
TV, so if your show was on, you'd have to quickly run.
That's
to the
why they had
bathroom.
intervals.
Yeah.
Now the advertisements a whole different reason,
Yeah.
but they put adverts in between shows so that people could go make a cup of tea or go to the toilet. Because
Yeah.
once it started,
and you had to
couldn't
just
pause.
sit and wait for the ads to finish. There was
Yeah.
no going past it.
Nope.
Right. Girls, what would you do, right, if you had 1 week with no internet, yeah, No phones,
Mhm.
no YouTube, no nothing.
Oh,
No
that's easy.
iPads.
No
That's
iPads.
easy.
What
I'll
would you
just
do?
go to the shops.
For a
Go
week.
shopping.
To do what?
I don't know.
Buy
Look
some more
around.
stuff.
Look around for the rest of the week.
Okay.
Okay, what else? You got a whole week to do whatever you want. You just can't use those things.
And make some bracelets.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
I'd go and play with one of my friends.
Okay.
We could
Play
go to the
date.
park.
What
with
would
a
you
whole
do?
day.
You go to a park?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maya, what would you do?
I'd go shopping. I'll have a set day. I'd go shopping.
Okay,
then-
let's remove shopping off the table.
Yeah.
Let's go back to what kids would have done back in the day.
What else could you do for fun if you didn't
Like
have
outside,
any
if you could have to
any
spend-
electronic device whatsoever?
I'd have a play date.
Play date.
Mm.
And what else?
Oh, make food. Oh,
Make food.
Yeah.
But that has electricity in it.
No,
Doesn't
that's
have to.
fine.
That's fine.
That's
Yeah.
fine. We're talking the modern devices, so you
Yeah.
don't have iPads, none of the stuff that you kids have today. So taking you back 20 years,
Oh.
30 years, none of that stuff's available. What would you do with your day?
Just go to a friend's house or invite friends
Every
to the park.
day?
Yeah.
Well, that's not practical. Their parents might get fed up of you.
Nah. They'll understand.
Back in the day, your mom, myself,
I
your
just go
uncle.
to a different friend every day.
Oh no, we didn't have that option.
But how are you gonna know? How are you gonna let them know you're coming?
Oh.
How are you gonna
Got
get
no
there?
phone,
I just
so you
rock
can't
up.
ask their mum.
I just
Just
rock
rock
up
up
and
there.
say, hi, you free?
Are you free? How are you gonna get there?
A walk, a bike,
All your friends are within walking distance.
a note.
None of her friends are in walking distance. They all live down country lanes,
Yeah.
that are,
Yeah.
like hard enough to get to in a car.
We used to have to go knock on our friend's house and then ask their parents, "Is so and so in?
Can they
they
come out to play?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they
And
might-
the parents
depending
could
on
say
how they've
no.
done,
Yeah, after you've just biked all the way
Literally,
there.
you got to cycle all the way back home.
Especially
Yeah.
if they've got in trouble and they're
Yeah.
grounded.
Not
Yeah.
no chores.
And the parents will be like, no, they're not coming out today.
Yeah.
What would you do then?
I mean, it's fine.
Sneak around the back.
Yeah, like what? They just like throw rocks at the window.
You've not been watching too many movies. Yeah. But technology is like on another level right now.
Yeah, I feel like it was no, from my era anyway. I feel like it was more gradual. And in the past like 10 years, I think it's just
Leaps.
like yeah,
Do
from
you
like
think that our society is better or worse for the advancement of technology?
Some aspects, obviously, I think, in my opinion, is better. Some aspects, but I think there's a lot been thrown out. A lot's been lost. A lot of values, a lot of core things have been lost with this new technology. The just with children alone. I think I was reading this article where it talks about a part of a child's brain that's affected, that damages because of the time spent on electronic devices, phones, etc. It's kids are no longer using their imagination like they did, back in the day when there wasn't anything to stare at, to screen to stare at. Kids use their imaginations. They would learn to make things. They use their hands. They would play. They learned how to ride a bike. They talked. Whereas now you find, and I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but you find a lot of young people not very good at making conversation or even engaging. If you try and talk to a lot of young people, they can't look at you.
one word
Yeah.
answers. Yeah, eye contact.
Yeah, because they're not used to it. And
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of good things that's been lost in the midst of it. I think there should have been a boundary where we keep that there.
Yeah.
That's great for advancement in things that needed advancing. But when it comes to bringing that in your home, it's affected the family. The family's shifted because of it.
I was thinking about that on the way here. I was like, what traditions are we losing because of technology? Like, I was just thinking, like, obviously, I was thinking about what traditions I'd want to make sure I keep and how I do that. And I think something so simple as eating around a dining table, I think is being lost. Some people don't even buy dining tables anymore.
No.
Because
Which is crazy, right?
if it's not like their dad likes to do that, like put on the TV, and what do I always say when the TV goes on?
Switch off.
Yeah, and because instantly,
Simple as
as soon as the TV goes on, and he's like, "Oh, it's just in the background." I
Yeah.
said, "It doesn't need to be in the
Yeah,
background."
Mm.
As soon as the TV goes on, everybody is like this instead of
Antisocial.
actually the minute, and I go and take the controls, switch it off, and automatically everyone
No one
starts
knows what to
talking.
do.
No, everyone starts talking.
because
Everyone
it's-
starts
yeah.
talking. Everyone starts looking at each other. Everyone starts engaging. You know, these lot are like, you know, but up until the moment that the TV was on, it's like, you know, zombies like just take over.
Well, you know, going back in time, TV wasn't 24/7.
No.
So we had a time that
You used to
TV
switch
would
off.
come on. Otherwise, you would get nothing.
No, but
and
remember
then,
the line?
yeah, there was a little picture. There was a square where the little, there was a little girl.
Program will resume at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or something.
and then TV switched off like 10 o'clock at night.
So even if you wanted to
There
watch
was
TV at 9,
nothing.
you couldn't.
There's one
There's
cartoon
nothing
show.
Yeah.
One channel.
yeah, one channel.
On Saturday
and on a
mornings,
Saturday
used to-
morning
yeah,
was
Saturday
children's
morning was
programs, and that was
programs.
it.
And that was from like I think 6 till 10 or 11.
But I was saying
Sounds
to
like
your
hell,
dad,
innit?
you know, we went to, you know, I said to him, have you noticed every time we go away, we never switch on the TV in the hotel.
Yeah.
We never
It's
watch
true.
TV.
You don't when you're on
And I'm
holiday.
like,
That's really
when
true.
why is it on when we're at home? Because, you know, we just came back recently
Yeah.
and we did not, I didn't even know where the controls were
Yeah.
because we just totally were not interested. We never switch on the TV when we go away. We talk
Yeah.
and we do other things, you know,
Yeah.
because usually you're going out, you're going somewhere. So we're going out, we're doing things. And so by the time we come back to our hotel room, we're tired and we don't even think about putting the TV on. We never use the TV when we go away. But yet in most homes, it doesn't even go off.
Yeah.
Some homes, it doesn't go off.
No.
That's
And-
scary.
And that's what I said. Like, I actually hate, like, just the noise. Like, I hate it being on for the sake of
Yeah.
it, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that so many people have got used to, you know, just it's just
Well,
a
people
go
always
to.
say it's
But also,
company.
I feel like
keeps them company.
couples and stuff, it's almost become that's the way that we bond and that's the way that we fellowship. Like, I'm always saying that to Jason. This is not fellowshipping.
Yeah.
You know, where we're just both basically sitting next to each other watching a program together. Like, you know,
You're not talking.
we're not talking.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, you're just watching a show together. Like, I think it's the worst form of human interaction.
Yeah.
I think the worst date you could possibly go on is to the movies. Like,
You're not getting to know each other.
you're not getting to know each other.
Yeah.
You're getting to know a screen.
Well, our
and a
first
movie.
date was the cinema.
Yeah, which is
Well,
what
but
most
we went
people
to dinner
do.
afterwards.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we
yeah, at
had
least
we
you've got
watched
something
a
to
movie
talk about,
and then
yeah.
we went out for dinner. So we did get to talk, but yeah, like
What
you
did
said,
you watch at the movies?
I can't even remember now.
don't remember
it's
your first
50
movie date?
years ago.
Yeah, you
Gosh.
should remember that. You should still have the ticket.
Yeah,
in,
you
so-
should have the ticket.
You got
stored
yours?
somewhere. I've got a whole
I've
book
got
of
memorabilia
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
At 1 minute, at 17, I wasn't thinking about storing that. It's probably some martial art thing because at the time, Kung Fu, Bruce Lee, all that stuff was big and that was what your dad was into. So it was probably some martial art movie that we went to watch. I bet he doesn't remember either. You'll have to ask him later.
I'll ask him and see if he remembers.
I was just thinking, right? Isn't it funny how internet and phones now have you can access anyone from anywhere in the world now. You can speak to anyone
Yeah,
FaceTime.
yeah.
But like around the ones that you're closest to, when you're on your phone, you're not present.
I mean, I think that for me, as someone that lived in another country and was away from my family, I think that there was definitely improvements. I remember the feeling of not being able to get through to you guys because when I first moved to Australia and if you think about it, it wasn't that long ago.
WhatsApp, though.
So WhatsApp wasn't around yet
No.
either. So
Skype.
it was
uses-
no
Oh,
Skype wasn't around yet either.
What did we do
so
again? I
it was calling cards. So this is only going
Oh,
back
wow.
13 years.
Wow.
That's just shows
Advancement.
how much we've advanced. So when I first moved to Australia, I had to go and find a store that sold calling cards, and then I'd have to dial and hope that someone answered. But obviously, if they don't answer, then you got to just wait again and try again. And then I remember the next thing was Skype.
No, Skype's been out before then. Skype's been out since I was before in teens. So
I
it's
don't
been
think people were using it. Wasn't it one of those things where
No, but I think
you both had to have
You
it?
both had
Yeah,
to have
yeah,
it.
yeah, but it
But
was-
you
So
also
people
had to
weren't
get
really
a smart
using it.
TV.
Yeah.
You had to have a smart TV,
Yeah.
so it wasn't that you could just use Skype. You had to like have the device
and
that
the
went
people
with it.
that you were going to
Yeah,
talk to
they
had to have it.
They had to have it
Because
as
I remember
well.
we had to set it all
Yeah.
up because
So I remember when Dad
Yeah.
went out and brought the TV, and that was like a really big thing.
Yeah.
Where you guys went and brought. That's why you brought the smart TV,
Yeah.
so you could Skype me.
Mm.
And I remember the first day that I managed to like Skype everybody, and then everybody's like there in the living room,
Yeah, I
and
remember.
like and then you just start crying because you're like because you're like, oh well, I get to see everybody, and then but even then with Skype, it was they had to be online at the same time
to
as
call
you,
them, like,
otherwise
come
it
online.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Otherwise
Yeah.
it wouldn't go through. And so that was like really hard because obviously if
Time
you
difference.
Because we
tried
didn't
to
have
call-
Zooms.
No.
I mean, gosh, when did Zoom come in?
I'm not sure when the year
Because
started.
that didn't
No.
come
I
in
only
while
started
you
using
were
that with
there.
that
You know,
past
and then
6, 7
and I
years.
remember
Yeah,
very
wow.
clearly when FaceTime came in. That was revolutionary for
Yeah.
me because that was the first time that I could actually make a phone call and it was free.
Yeah.
So I could like speak to you guys in real time. You know, you could be out and I knew that I could still get hold of you. Whereas before it was always like, you know, I'll be home in an hour, I'll be home in
Yeah,
2
yeah.
hours, I'll be home at
Yeah.
5. And I remember having to sit up and wait for you guys to get home. And, you know, it was awful when you just want to call your family
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can't or
yeah.
whatever. So that really, you know, was revolutionary for me. So I think in some aspects it connects people that wouldn't normally be connected.
Yeah.
And these two have spoken about going to university in America and wherever else they want to go. So for me, that's going to be something that's going to be really essential if they do go overseas to study, that I can, you know, have that connection. So I think in some aspects, you know, technology, I think with anything used correctly, even social media, I think social media is a really powerful thing. I think it connects people and it connects, I think it's really
It does
amazing.
both. It
does-
connects and it disconnects.
and it disconnects.
Yeah.
And I think it's
Yeah.
really about our intentionality, about how we utilize those things and the boundaries that we put in place, and what is it being
Yeah,
used for, and
yeah.
how is that impacting, like with these guys, they've got screen time on their devices which they're constantly trying to barter me for
Yeah.
extra screen time. But for me, it's like there has to be a limit to how long you're able to be on anything at any given time. And they know, like, when we're at home, they don't get to watch their iPads or watch TV during the week. So they only get it on a Friday night and Saturday, and then we're out most of Sunday. And so for me, I'm okay with them watching TV and stuff on a Saturday because they've usually played football in the morning. So, you know, they've done some form of exercise, they've been out. So by the time that they get home, it's like 1, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. But yeah, I think that there's definitely a place for it. I think it's just what has that done to our society.
Yeah.
And I think you were showing me something with Elon Musk. I don't really know much about Elon Musk and what he's doing, but apparently he's taken over the
Well,
world.
there's
Well,
a
first
lot
up-
of stuff.
I saw that the CEO of Apple actually said he would never let his kids have like iPhones or Apple devices like that. Basically, he's-
Ironic
yeah. Well, he said it was never intended to be used as it
for
is.
children.
No, just in general, as it is being used now, where it's such a like. What else? People can't. They forget their wallet and keys before they forget their phone. you
Yeah.
know?
True.
So it's
We
like,
lose our wallet and our keys.
Yeah.
if it's not in like a 10-meter radius of us, like, oh, where did I put my phone? Where's my
Yeah.
phone?
And it's true.
It's
isn't
crazy,
it?
like how
Yeah.
that's changed. Like we
It's
used to have
horrible,
mobile
actually.
phones, like the Nokias and stuff, but it's just like, if I need to call someone or message
Yeah.
someone, that's what that device is for. It's not
Yeah.
like,
I used to be the worst. You
Internet.
remember with my phone?
yeah, we
Never-
still,
I
I'm
never
still
used-
bad.
You're not. I wouldn't
I
say
call
that
mum
you're
at 3 hours later. Hi, you called? I was
Yeah.
like, did I?
Don't worry, I
Like,
survived.
6 years.
I've actually got a list of
Literally.
people that I would call.
Don't I have to
In an
scroll up to see mum's
emergency.
when I called mum
Yeah.
last because she don't answer.
I actually, if it like my life was in danger, I
I'm
would
not the one.
call. I'd call Dad, and then Dominic and Kadisha probably about the same time. Just
I
put them all on a
if I
group
can't
call.
answer, then I'm probably like doing something like.
And then afterwards, you and Danny go pretty much at the bottom.
Danny's bad.
Danny,
Danny's worse
Danny,
than me.
I've been like kidnapped. I've been like
Danny's like, "Where's my bag?"
murdered. I've been.
Bit like, "Where's my
They
phone?"
found my body.
My 10th anniversary of
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, Sarah called, look. And meanwhile, I can left her a voicemail
Did
saying
it?
like
You know
where I
why?
am.
Because I often put my phone like on the like lowest volume where it's barely, you don't even hear it, or I've got it in airplane mode or something.
Why?
Like, girls, what do you think you could cope with never having iPads or iPhones again?
Yeah.
You could live without them.
Yeah. Only I need.
You need what?
If Mummy still had one.
No,
then I'd-
no one.
No, there's no
You'd have
access
any
to
access
one.
to
Could
any
you live
iPads
without
again?
one?
No.
You couldn't. Why?
Because how you like, if you don't have one, you can't. You'll have to go everywhere yourself. Like
Do you mean?
Why? What
Amazon.
does the phone go? Does it go somewhere for you?
it'll buy stuff for you online.
What do you buy online?
You'd go to Amazon.
Alright. Do you remember life? Do you remember life before Amazon? Or was Amazon always there?
Amazon was always here.
Was it always
No.
there?
Was it?
So if I needed like, what's the last thing you bought on Amazon?
Maya, she's the worst. She's worse than Kayla.
I
What's
don't
the
really
last
buy
thing?
anything online because I don't know
Kayla,
anything.
you,
what's
no,
the
she's a
last thing you
Shein
bought?
girl. Kayla's a
Shein,
Shein. Maya's Amazon. What was the last thing you bought on Amazon, Maya?
But I brought something for my cat, like, because she smells bad. So I brought this, like, 60-pack wipe thing. And then I brought this, like...
And you also bought the shampoo.
Yeah. I
You
brought
can
Alright.
get those in a
shampoo.
pet shop.
I know. I did go.
It
but,
closes when our school finishes.
Wait, no. It's because they only had dogs thing, and they didn't
No,
have
they have
any
a
cats.
they have a cat section.
Yeah, but they only had food. They didn't have anything else for her. So. it's
So
fine.
imagine like every time you need to get something that pops into your head that you need, you have to actually find the shop that sells it and go there.
That's why.
And they might
that's
not
why
have it when you get there.
That's why you need devices. Like I could live with it for like a week, without a week or like 3. I could then live with it without it for the rest of my life.
Okay, why is it that when I said to you that I'll get you guys a Nokia phone, that you guys were like, what is it? Maya,
That was annoying.
why can't you have a Nokia phone?
I don't even know what a Nokia
I
phone
don't know
is.
what that is.
Like the old phone that we used to use.
The flip
Yeah.
phone.
It's a
No,
phone.
before
it
this
just
was
basically
That's
connects
what
to the
that, it's a
internet.
phone. It's not a computer.
So all you can do is get text messages and calls.
Yeah.
I can live that. That's what I want a phone for.
So that's a Nokia like this.
Not even colour screen. You can't take no pictures of yourself either.
Yeah. So that's a Nokia.
It's a bit small.
Bit
It's only to
small.
answer. You press a one button. That's all you
Yeah,
need.
it's just to answer. Look, they've got it in orange.
And to text, you used to have to press the number 3 times.
Yeah,
change
so
it.
so if you're gonna, it's got
Yeah,
like
there's
A
no- there's
A
no
to
long
C.
They still come up with
D
that.
to
Yeah,
E.
look, so see when your phone's locked like that?
Yeah.
Do you know why the letters, like there's 3 letters in each one?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Don't say yeah and shrug.
because unless someone just doesn't remember numbers, they could see letters.
Yeah, but why is it 3 letters and then 3 letters in the next one? Then
I don't
2
know.
letters?
Because they can't fit
so
the
when
whole
we used to text,
alphabet
right,
on-
and you want to say, I'm on my way or something,
You'd have to go.
you have to
what?
press.
So if it's a I, A, B, C, J,
So it'd be
yeah. You press it till it gets
Yeah.
to the letter that
yeah.
you
So
need.
you go
So in the
eight.
3 letters,
You have
Yeah.
to press it 3
so
times
if
to
you
get to the
need
third
the
letter.
third letter on that number, you have to press 3 times the same number, and then
and then,
select
and then
that
it would go to
letter.
the next.
Or
you
if
have
you're
to-
in an emergency, you're just like press it.
And then you press SOS. That's why SOS is so small.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you can't just say SOS because they don't know where you are because that doesn't have anything except FaceTime. No,
It doesn't have FaceTime either.
call and messages. They won't know where you are if you just say SOS.
when have
So
you-
that's a
when have
good
you
point.
needed
So
that?
the
When have-
advantage of having a smartphone is that they can track you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
If
how
you just
often
had-
do you need that?
But don't know. You never know when something's gonna happen.
Yeah, like,
You could fall down a hole
Fall
Yeah.
down a hole?
yeah, like when you're
Where?
like walking and like,
in the
Like-
woods.
yeah, no.
When are you in the
no,
woods?
No, it's
Every
like you're on
day.
the road if you're
At school. Yeah, we have woods at school.
Okay.
So if you're in an emergency now, what would you do?
What have I taught you? If you're in an emergency situation, what do you do?
Scream!
What do you scream?
Stranger danger, someone help me.
Yeah. Why do you say stranger danger? Someone help me.
Because someone knows that that's not your parents. And you kick and go.
Have you taught them that code? There's a hand signal that you make.
You go. No, I don't know how to do it.
You need to learn that. I don't remember it. There's a signal that you do with your hands. So like if somebody took a child, they would make sure like they would like bounce against the person, because most people will look back at you, and then you're meant to do like the hand signal to let them know that whoever I'm with, I'm being taken by force. You need to learn that one,
Why don't you just scream?
because sometimes people like act like you're just being you're their
But
child, but you're just being
that's
naughty.
why I taught them to say stranger danger help me, because what I said to them is if you just scream, you know, there's so many times where I hear a child screaming and then obviously you just think that they're just being naughty or they're throwing
exactly.
a tantrum. Whereas I taught the kids that if you say stranger danger help me, then I personally, if I heard a child say that, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to make them
I think it's in a
stay with me.
situation where the child has probably been threatened.
Yeah,
to,
no, I think
that
that's
do
hand
that.
signal, and there's also another one. I think it's like there's a code word like Annie, or you ask for like Annabelle, something like that. So if those are situations where you've actually been taken, and maybe you have an opportunity where you're now being taken
And
into
you
a
don't want
drugstore,
them to alert them
or,
that you're
yeah, so you may just
asking for
say
help.
at the till like, "Oh, can you get Annabelle for me?" And then the people would know that. I don't think
That's
it's
based on the cashier being
yeah, exactly.
savvy.
Knowing that you're not.
Yeah, no,
It
everyone
doesn't
knows
work here, you know.
Not in today.
Yeah, we don't have an Annabelle that works here. You know, you're like,
Yeah,
shh.
then now you're in trouble.
Yeah. So I've always taught the girls as well to, if you're never, I said to them that whatever the second location is always going to be the worse than the first. So I taught them that they rely on your fear of the first location. Always let whatever's going to happen to you happen in that first location. So if they say to you, if you don't get in the car, I'm going to stab you. Or if you don't get in the car, I'm going to do this. Let them do whatever they're doing, because whatever they're taking you to is going to be worse.
Yeah.
So I always taught them, put your most fight in at that beginning. I've also taught them not to walk past parked vans. I've also taught them never to be alone with any.
So what would you do if
Male.
you're walking down the road and there's a van?
Run!
No, what did I teach you to do? What do we do if we?
There's
Go up
lots
to your
of van-
family and act like it's your family.
No, what do we do when we're walking and there's a van? What do we always do?
I go to the other side of you.
We go no, but what do we always do? What do we do? We cross the road.
Oh yeah, across the road.
We always cross the road as a precaution. Even if I'm with them, we always cross the road. We never walk past the van.
What if there's a van on both sides of the road?
Then we'll stop. There's been times where I've just stopped. Like there was one time where it was a park, and there was a van that literally had parks, like kind of. So you almost had to go.
So you're
past
basing it on whether there's someone in the van or the van's
Doesn't
empty?
matter.
The fact they can just throw you in.
Yeah,
if they open the
it
side.
doesn't matter. I never walk past the van if it's parked. If it's got those slide doors,
Okay.
I never walk past it. I don't park next to. Dad taught me all this stuff. I never park next to a van. That's
Daddy
got
had a
the,
van. Daddy still has
Yeah,
a van.
I never park next to a van that's got a door that slides. Because, you know, while you're trying to get your keys out or whatever, someone could easily, and no
Yeah.
one even can see what's going on, because, you know, his van's there blocking your car. There's lots of things, like even I saw one woman where they put something around her wheel.
I saw that. So when she
so-
went to move off
So when she went to move, it made that sound like as if you've got a flat tire. But something made her suspicious. Her husband said, "Don't stop, keep coming." And when she got home, they'd like basically fixed her wheel so
Yeah.
that it would make her stop, but there was a car that had been following her,
waiting for her to
waiting for her to pull over. So there's
Crazy
lots of
world.
things that you have to be very cautious of.
Mm.
But yes, back to your thing, Kayla. Yes, that is very good about smartphones, that they can save people's
Yeah.
lives by the tracking that's available.
Well, that's
to
one
it.
of the benefits of it, you know, is that you know, if you are somewhere, it can track you. You have the access to contact somebody, providing you a signal
Yeah.
wherever you may find yourself. But then there's a negative to that as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
Because it means people can track your whereabouts, or you know.
Well, you can change the settings on your phone to be where people can't just, you know, have access to your phone all the time, and it's worthwhile actually educating yourself as to all the settings on your phone. Like, even for me, I didn't realize that I had to select all of my emergency contacts. So you know, when you can
them
squeeze the
in.
phone
Okay.
5 times, if you haven't selected your actual emergency contacts, who's it contacting? Does that make sense? So now I actually have it where, because I saw it on a program, so I now have it where it contacts my entire family. So between all of you, someone's got to see it and
Do
respond.
you remember when yours went off?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was in
so that's
Dubai.
why I was calling Kadisha, everybody.
Yeah.
because
I had no
it's like,
signal. in the
Dominic's
desert.
phone went off, and we're like, oh my gosh, and everyone was
that's
like
when
panicking.
he was in Dubai.
He was playing football.
Yeah.
No,
No,
that was
but this is when
another
he
time.
was doing
I
the.
was doing the dune buggies in
Yeah.
Dubai
Oh.
the first time, and then I was playing for. I don't know how it even. I don't know how to press it. I only pressed it by accident. Literally.
It's if you hold it for 5 seconds, I think it makes the emergency call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or sometimes the screen, because the other day I was carrying something and I had something on top of the face of my phone,
Yeah.
and my hands were full, and it went to
Emergency.
emergency,
Yeah.
and I had to it called it. I had
Yeah.
to cancel it quick.
Yeah.
It was just because something covered the face of my phone.
I think what we've got to realize is that we live in a world that is very depraved, and
Yeah.
there's lots of opportunists. And I think that it's one of those things, like, you know, we have to safeguard ourselves where we make sure that we're not putting ourselves in positions like, you know, that story about that lady who suffered a heart attack after being assaulted in the park on a park bench the other day. It's
I
just
didn't see that
horrendous.
one.
Yeah, this guy, basically, she had been out, she'd been drinking. I don't know who she'd been drinking with and why they left her to make her own way home. But obviously she kind of passed out on the park bench, and this guy basically took advantage of that fact. And because she was kind of out of it, he assaulted her so much that she actually suffered a heart attack.
Oh no.
Did
she die?
Yeah, she died.
no.
Yeah. And it's just, you know, it's really understanding that, you know, maybe there's a million girls that do that and that doesn't happen to them. But I think that we just have to be, I'm raising them to just be very self-aware and don't put yourself in situations where, you know, someone could ever take advantage of you to that extent. She had 3 children.
Oh wow.
It's awful.
Yeah, I think sometimes we just do things and we don't process properly. You find yourself. Went walking with Deesh the other day, and we were walking around the park,
Yeah.
and she was like, well, "Where does that path lead?" I'm like, "That's the one I took one time," and it took me down this through bushes.
Yeah.
And I found myself walking. I was running, and
Yeah.
I was running by myself, and I found myself. It took me out onto a canal,
Yeah. I've
So-
been down that path.
and
yeah.
I'm running and running, and there's all these strange looking, hermit-looking guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hold on a minute here.
Yeah.
No one knows I'm here, and I can't be
So
seen
what's
from
a
anywhere."
hermit-looking guy? Do you girls know what that means?
No.
All right, explain, man. What's a hermit-looking guy?
A hermit, somebody that lives by themselves, and they're in their own little bubble. They look strange, and they
So living by yourself makes you.
no okay. And they live on these boats, you know, the barges.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
they're
the really
small
long
boats.
ones. and
Yes,
you've got
that's
the-
it. So it was just somebody that's quite. You're making me think that.
Yeah, because you said it, so I
Somebody-
don't know, innit?
I know, but you all know what a hermit
I don't
looking
know. I
like.
actually don't know what
A
hermit
hermit is like someone like that's a recluse. They usually sometimes are homeless. I hope I'm not going to get any messages from you guys for this
Yeah, go on.
explanation. But it was just somebody that looked scary. A scary looking person that lives on their own in this this little boat, and
really
so I'm
trying to
running
explain
anyways. let's move-
Naturally scary
But-
looking.
Yeah,
What-
like,
Yeah, what do you
What-
consider scary
What
looking?
if someone's naturally scary looking?
They just
They
don't
need to be
look like
homeless,
they're
do they,
normal. No. But you know what it is if you see somebody that makes you feel uncomfortable.
Well, this is actually what I taught them the other day, that it's not just to feel danger
Yeah.
when they look like they're dangerous. Remember that movie that I made you lot watch?
oh yeah.
And what was the thing that you said to me that stood out to you the most about the guy? The one where he took a...
He looked like a nice guy.
Yeah. He looked like a nice guy. He looked very normal. And then obviously you realise that he wasn't, and he was actually not a nice guy at all. So I've also taught them not to use that as a danger like indicator, because there's people like even women or people their own age
Yeah.
that will approach them, and I've just taught them that a stranger is a stranger and not to trust them at all, no matter what they look like.
So someone could dress up like and act like they're disabled.
There's lots of things that people could do. The reality
Then
is,
end up with
one thing I've
disabled.
taught you guys is if they're trying to talk to you without your parents there, that's when you should know that that's wrong.
But someone's lost.
Then let them find
They're not
someone
gonna ask
else.
a
They don't
child.
need to ask a child.
Yeah.
What if you're an adult?
Well, then you
And
still
they're
need to
an
be.
You just say I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm new.
And don't
I
stop.
don't. Yeah. You just keep walking. Sorry, I don't know. I've had that where people like, do you know what? Do you have the time? Sorry,
Yeah.
I just keep walking.
Yeah.
Sorry, no. And I don't stop like that. And I know it sounds unfriendly, but we're living in a world today that people have agendas, because at the end of the day, most people have a phone
Yeah.
that will tell you the time.
Do you remember when we got off the plane in Barcelona and it was really late, and that man was trying to get us to go with him? He
Oh,
said he was an
yeah.
Uber,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
and I was like,
you weren't
no.
there. You were already in Barcelona.
Yeah. And I said, Kayla, don't look at him. Let's go.
Oh, we had that when we stopped in we were transitioning, and we stopped at in the airport. Before we came out, this man had already come in, and he approached me and he's like, do you need a taxi? And I just ignored him because I saw the taxi sign outside.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why is he coming in? Because the proper taxis were with
Yeah.
their cars. The
Yeah.
taxi drivers were outside. So he was coming in to solicit clients when obviously he's either not meant to be there, obviously, why he's doing that. But then I don't know who that is. You know, at least with a taxi rank, you know that they're
Yeah,
registered.
but even with the taxi, I'm still like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah,
Literally.
at
Do you
the
know what I
end of
mean?
That's what I'm
the
saying.
day.
Like,
Especially if
you-
you're in a foreign
Yeah.
you let
country.
some like a police officer drive you home because he's a police officer. Half
Yeah.
the crimes you see these days are police officers.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like
And I'm also really careful of how I answer things. Like, so when I was in America the other day, like the taxi driver kept on asking me a million questions. I was really careful of like how I answered, because
you don't say
I'm
where you're
like,
staying or
yeah,
what
like
your plans are.
yeah, like
Yeah.
exactly. So I was very, very conscious. I think as men and women, I think it's just not letting your guard down to that point. But yeah, like we've kind of gone off onto another one. But yeah, like I think that is something that smartphones can do really well, is it can save people's lives. And I think it has saved people's lives in the past. I wanted to ask you guys, what are, in today's day and age, with technology being what it is, it's only going to increase. We're probably going to be like hoverboard soon, and Back to the Future is actually very accurate. Like
It's almost
Well,
yeah, it's like almost
yeah,
predicted,
yeah.
isn't
no, it's
it?
almost like past that.
Well,
now,
yeah, well,
in a
Yeah,
sense.
but
there's a
what I
lot
wanted
of the
to
things.
ask-
Okay, like what's that one where the Jetsons? Remember
yeah,
the Jetsons?
yeah, it was
Remember-
very
Yeah.
Yeah,
advanced.
so but do you remember in the Jetsons they had
The
robot,
robot.
maids?
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's-
Betty or
So
whatever.
with this AI now, they have robots, and so me and Dominic's been sharing the different snippets of information, but they had robots serving as bartenders.
So you can do anything
They have
in
the
your
robots
household.
now. They can do anything in your house.
They can cook, clean,
etc.
everything.
So I actually went back and watched that movie,
iRobot.
iRobot,
Yeah.
with Will Smith.
Yeah.
I went back and watched it because these are actually made.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk has released his ones are 30,000 a piece. China's undercut him, and they've produced, I think, 300,000 or 30,000. I can't remember the amount, but they're now selling theirs at half price. But if you in iRobot, it was all good and well, but these robotic things someone who's controlling them.
Yeah.
And so in the movie, the robot was programmed that they're not allowed to, the resident, that the home that they're in is not allowed to leave. So it switches. And so anyone that tries to leave it now, it was meant to be they don't harm humans.
Yeah.
But then the core robot, what do you call it? It's like the mainframe robot.
The motherboard. Whatever.
The motherboard
Yeah.
began to give it different instructions that overrode the humans. And that's what I'm saying, what they've got now. And there's an interview I was listening to where he said the robots are already smarter than us, and they have the ability to now start thinking for themselves.
Yeah.
And they can override what they've been programmed to do. And so the emphasis here is they want to get one of these robots in every home.
Yeah.
So even though it may seem like something very new, but it's been forecasted, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty much from cartoons that were when I was a child, the Jetsons, where you had robots. You saw the robot with a little apron on, and she's going around and cleaning. You had what's that space one we used to watch? That really old space movie, and they had robots in there that served them.
Alvin and the Chipmunks have robots in them now.
Yeah, because that's going to be a
Not
reality.
Star Wars or Star Trek, is it? No,
It wasn't Star Trek. It was the one before Star Trek.
Star Wars.
No. You had the family. So there was this family, and they were all in.
The Jetsons.
No.
Was it-
So
was it
this was
cartoon?
real people. No, it wasn't cartoon.
Okay.
It was real people.
Not
but
Back
they-
to the Future.
No. This is going back now.
Quantum Leap.
Anyway, my question was, what traditions, family traditions,
Outer space, I think, something like that. Sorry.
what family traditions, in light of where we're going in terms of technology or whatever, what family traditions is it that's going to remain really important to you to keep? What is it that some of those things, like that, you know, like how we grew up, those things that you feel like was essential to your growing up, what are some of the important family values or traditions that you're gonna try really hard to keep and pass down to the next generation in light of all of these things? Like already there's so many things that obviously they're never gonna know, but what is it that you're gonna hope to keep, and how you're going to do that in terms of like family values in this technical age society?
I think like always like the Christmas and the family holidays will always be an aspect of, you know, throughout. But I think just keeping that unit of a family, whether like we're here or not,
Yeah.
just building that foundation of we're not the center of what keeps the family going when the boys are big and stuff. And then even just around to when we're all gone, and it's just these lot and their cousins, and you know, they're our age or mum and dad's age.
Yeah.
Making sure that still, you know, you remember your cause. We're very family constructed. We built to look after each other and check in on each other. I think the wider you make that circle, it's hard to keep that.
To maintain.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, you know, some Americans, they do like a family gathering, and it's like
Yeah.
thousands of them and all that
I
stuff.
think
It's
that's
like,
great. I love things
it's like
like
we
that.
could. Yes, we're a big family now, but in terms of generationally or how wide the scope is, we're not that expanded. So it'd be nice to keep that essence of when we're gone. It's not just everyone goes their separate ways.
Disperses,
And
yeah.
stuff, so.
I love that. There was I remember when we went and bought my car. We went up north,
Yeah.
and this was just coming out of lockdown, and so the lady that was serving me, she was saying that her family is about 50,
Oh wow.
50, and she said her nan cooks for them every Sunday.
Oh wow.
Everybody descends on the grandmother's house,
Oh wow.
and grandma cooks 50 meals,
Oh wow.
cooks for 50 people
Wow.
every Sunday. So they had, so there's other people out there that
Yeah,
do
of
what we
course.
do. And
I think even keeping up that tradition of, even if it's once a month,
Yeah.
whether mom and dad's here or not, it's
Yeah.
like everyone bring
Yeah,
a dish or
still come
something,
together
where
and
it's
eat.
like,
I think we
everyone
would.
hosts that.
Don't you
Yeah.
think we would?
I hope so, because
I
I think
it-
you and
I
I
think-
definitely would.
I think it
Yeah.
has to be intentional,
I think
because
that-
But
otherwise,
you have to be, because
Yeah.
it's so easy
Yeah.
to break that. It's like, oh,
Mm.
everyone's busy or the kids are
Yeah.
too big, and
it has to be
next thing you know, it's been
something that
2
you
years.
put in,
Yeah.
that this is,
start it from now.
yeah, there's nothing else that anyone's going to be doing on that day,
Yeah.
and it's being intentional with that,
Yeah.
because when it comes to it, it's like, this one's doing this, or oh, sorry, I can't come, I'm here, I'm
Yeah.
there, and then it just a few times like that, and you lose it.
Yeah.
And it's being that intentional, that, irrespective, I'm not going to book anything on that on
Yeah.
that day. I'm going to make sure that we're all present, because this is that imprinting. If we want the next generation to carry that on, we have to be intentional to do those things. We have to be intentional for family get-togethers. And I think, to be quite honest, once a year is not enough.
Yeah.
For it to be anything that's going to stay. It has to be more regular basis. And yes, it's work, but it's more than that, though. It's more than the work and that you put in to prepare in that day. I think it's that time where, yes, the TV may be on, but everybody's talking.
Yeah.
When we think about how our family dynamic is, there's pockets of conversations going on, whether it's the stragglers that still stay seated around the dining table, and then there's the ones that go sit on the sofa, but we're all in the same space, and everybody's talking
Yeah.
and fellowshipping, and even the tradition of that's become a tradition of all the kids getting washed and put in their pajamas
Yeah.
after dinner,
Yeah.
so that if they fall asleep, they just can get put straight to bed when they get home.
Yeah.
But it's just creating those things, and you find that in doing that when we're gone, just like things that I see you lot doing now that we didn't think of as something that you were going to pick up, but you did.
Yeah.
And hopefully the kids will pick up on that. They'll remember that bath time was more like playtime. We all got to play together, and even like the things that I've put in the garden for the kids, it's all about building the memories, so that they have that, we had our own park because we've got our own swing and slides and stuff like that. I don't have that,
Yeah.
but that would have been a lovely memory to have. Being with cousins, but we didn't grow up with our cousins.
No.
It was just your immediate siblings, and you
Yeah.
didn't have any other family around you. So yeah, I think bringing the family together is something definitely, I would say, for every family as much as is possible. And it gets rid of the rivalry.
Yeah.
I think if family grow together and they grow close together, you don't have that rivalry. And, it doesn't eliminate it all. I think you're always going to have that individual. But it just grows us together in a way. Okay, we know that person's this way or that way, but regardless, we're still going to come together. We're still family.
Yeah.
Not perfect, but we're still family.
What's your favourite family tradition that you think that we do as a family that you like the most, that when you're older and you have your own family that you want to keep doing, Kayla? Christmas. What about Christmas?
When everyone brings their presents over.
Yeah.
Like, you make us keep some of our presents and put them in a bag and bring them over.
Yeah. Anything else?
Easter,
Oh yes. The Easter egg hunt.
which doesn't really work out very well sometimes.
Because you don't run around taking all the eggs. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Maya, you think of an answer. What do you like that you think, when I have kids one day, I want to make sure that I still do that?
That's because Kayla already said Christmas and
Yeah, well, you
Easter.
might have a different
Well, there's
memory of
other things to
Christmas.
Christmas.
What do you?
Well, when everyone comes together, and then Gammy makes a big dinner. And,
Yeah.
and then everyone gets at least 2 presents as a whole family. And Gammy does a lot of Christmas trees in the house.
Yeah, we decorate all the Christmas trees.
Yeah, I like how every season, like, we have a new decoration.
Yeah.
Like now it's fall. You like have it all
She has the
decorated
autumn
for fall. and
Oranges
autumn.
and all that.
Yeah.
So you didn't know this? They noticed.
Oh, you
that.
noticed that I changed the house, the colours.
Brown.
Yeah, autumn colours.
Like
Yeah.
harvest.
Yeah. Okay. And my pumpkins and all my autumn decorations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White, brown, and red and orange.
Anything else, Maya?
That we change the Christmas tree sometimes, or where we have different ones. So
And
where,
now how
yeah,
and how that we all like hang out with like at least one ornament.
yeah, we have like white. So what's that called again?
Ornaments.
Yeah, and then we have like different ones. We can have like red and gold.
And I love how we have like every color. So like everyone just like let's think this color this year. or
What
that
colour do you think we should do this year?
We've done black and white. We
At
haven't
my
done-
house. Because remember we
Yeah.
do that tradition where everyone comes, you all come
Yeah.
over and help
Yeah.
decorate.
What colour do you want the Christmas tree this year at Gammy's house?
We've done most of the colors.
Yeah, you just have
What,
to keep
what
going
would you
round.
like?
Pink,
You want pink?
I
Pink
want
and white.
gold.
pink, white, and gold.
Okay.
I want gold and red.
No, pink,
Well, you
white,
can
and
have.
gold.
There's 2 Christmas trees, isn't there?
I usually put
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Pink, white, and gold.
So,
So-
pink, white, and gold on one, and pink, and red and
Ah,
gold on
we'll have to
another
go shopping for that then.
Oh dear.
one.
And I think your granddad's thrown out all my pinks.
Yeah.
And Uncle Dom threw out all
No,
my...
I'm not involved. So girls, how do you think life will be when you're like your mummy's age and you've got children? How do you
What do you? Will you have children? What do you picture for your life?
what age do you think you'll have kids?
30.
30. And what
Maya?
about you?
Ryan wants to get married young.
Don't know.
What age do you think you'll be married by?
20.
Just say. Doesn't matter if mummy doesn't
Just
agree.
say a number. Say a number.
Don't worry about mummy. She's on TV, so she can't get upset.
No repercussions. No repercussions.
No
I
repercussions.
got what age would you get married?
I get married at 25.
25.
Yeah.
What did you tell me?
She said
What
she
did
wanted
you
to
tell
get married
me?
at 18.
The same as Gammy.
Same as Gammy. Gammy went through trials
And
and
how many
tribulations.
children do you want, Maya?
I'm saying what you said in the comments.
Go on.
I'll just speak.
Okay, you speak. How many children would you
I
want?
want 4 children.
Boys
I want
or
2
girls?
boys and 2 girls.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And then I want to get married at 25.
Yeah.
And I want to have my children at 30.
All right, let me ask
Okay.
you. What do you think the key to a happy marriage is?
Finding someone rich.
The views of Kayla Baker and the views of Kayla Baker alone.
Marry
This is-
someone rich.
Up your
This is what Sarah's taught her kids.
Exactly.
Me?
Marry someone rich, you
No, I
know.
did not.
So that's the key to a happy marriage.
No, and someone who has a good education.
Yes, we
Okay.
want a good education. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
And
So you
what
want someone
else? What if he's
smart?
got a good education, he's rich and he's horrible to you?
No,
So what does he need to do? Be
kind.
kind. And one thing I would say to you guys, if I was to give you advice, is find someone that has the same family values as you. That's the one thing I would say to you. Outside of them loving God and being a kind person, and yes, they should have something to bring to the table,
Money.
because mummy and daddy have worked very, very hard.
Money.
Mummy and dad have worked very, very hard to provide for you, so I don't want you to go backwards. But I think look for someone that has the same family values as you. So do they value their family? Do they value their family? Are they close to their family? All of those things. That's the one thing that I would say to you as your mother. Marry someone
And
that
you know why
looks like
mummy's
yours.
saying that to you is because it's so important, because based on what family they come from or what their family dynamics look like, it will determine how well your marriage goes. Because when somebody's
and how your kids will come out.
yeah, if they've never known what family looks like, then they don't know how it should be.
Well, I think that there's some people that might not have had that, like Dad's perfect example of that. He might not have had that modeled, but he always had a really strong sense of family and family value
Not
and
everyone has that
and what
nowadays.
family means to you. And I think that there's some people that they can easily go, the signs that you look for is where they don't need to speak to their mum or their dad on a regular basis. They don't.
You're saying that, and you said that every Christmas he only gets a towel.
Yeah, well, daddy's come from a very different family to mummy, and that has had to it's made it more difficult with our marriage because of the fact that we have very, very different family dynamics,
And they live in different countries.
they do live in different countries, but there's some people where their families live in different countries and they're still really close. So I would say to you guys, look, because I know that you guys love family and you love what we do as a family. And so what I would say to you is make sure that you find someone that loves family as much as you guys do.
What do you think you're gonna be when you're older?
An actor. I used to wanted to be a cheerleader, but then I don't get paid that much, so I don't want to be a cheerleader anymore.
Okay.
I showed her how much she's going to get paid.
And I want to be. I don't really have that many things I really want to be yet. I'll be in the Olympics.
You want to do in the Olympics as well?
What do you want to do in the Olympics?
I'd be track and field, or I'd be a gymnast.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. What about you, Ma?
There.
Exciting.
It's just complicated. So I want lots of jobs. Lots of jobs.
Oh, you
So-
want to be
So the first one
Mm-hmm.
is like where it's like the dodo.
The dodo.
It's where people rescue animals
Okay.
and
Yeah.
heal them and stuff.
Okay, so like a vet.
Well, not really.
She wants to be a wildlife vet.
Okay.
Oh no, not really.
Okay, go on.
So basically, it's where you save the animal, and then afterwards you
You
like
release it out.
like you pay for all the needs it does, and then you make it really happy. And then you
this one.
and then you like I don't know.
We
like-
release it.
Yeah,
It's
release. No,
basically-
you don't release it. No, that's only for wild animals.
Okay.
Like for pets, you like give it to somebody else who's
Well, you find a good home for it
yeah.
after. Okay.
Yeah. like
So
So,
what's
like-
the title for that job?
it's
She doesn't know.
Are you just that's not
just what
something
you
that
want to
anyone
do.
does?
Oh, it
is.
does.
She's seen it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what do
yeah.
they
People
call
doing
those
it.
people that do that work?
They don't call them anything really. I
Ah.
guess search and rescue.
Search and rescue, but they must have done veterinary school
Yeah.
Because
to know how to take care of animals. Yeah.
No, they like take it to the vets. Like they like
Right.
go. No. So like they go to like places like where the animals are like treated as well, and then they
Kennels.
they see what like animals like they almost like buy them because if like and see how they've been treated, and then they just take them because either they can't afford normally they go to people who can't afford the jobs, the things that's provided for the dog or cat. So normally they sell them.
So neglected animals, basically. Okay, what's the second job?
Of I don't know, just like draw.
To be an artist.
Artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Maya draws, and she's an art scholar.
Very good.
Yeah, she's very good.
Yeah.
So
She showed it her.
one day she'll
Must
have
have got
her
that from
own.
her Gammy.
Yes.
Oh, her mama.
I'm terrible at drawing. I'm terrible at drawing.
You're not that
That's
bad.
all right. You'll be a cheerleader.
Or a gymnast.
So what type of drawing do you like to do?
Well,
What type of art?
I used to like drawing animals, but now I like to draw humans' faces.
She likes fine art.
She's drawn you before.
Is it?
She drew
Yeah.
I haven't seen this.
She drew our family
True.
picture, thing,
Really?
photo from our.
Ah, we
I
need
can
to
see
see
this.
this.
Yeah.
It's all in one book.
We need to do an art exhibition at home. We need to prepare an art exhibition. That'd be quite cool next time we come together as a family.
So-
Maya's art exhibition, and we can put it up around the room.
But it's on a small.
She's
Little
got a
notebook.
pad that she draws all
Yeah.
her art
Okay.
in.
What about this, right? What if we get you like 5 canvases, right?
Yeah.
And then you have till summer next year to present your art gallery to the family.
Well, I don't have any canvases
I'll
though.
buy
No,
you.
we'll
get you a
I'll buy
canvas.
you.
Mm.
I'll buy you one.
So that's your new project, your
She's
little
nice.
side project.
She's lost most of her paints.
That's
Well,
right.
what was it? No, you've taken them.
Kayla.
There's a few I just needed. I just needed and red.
You
No,
needed a red,
no,
and you don't
she
give it
didn't.
back.
No, she I opened her drawer once, and then all of it was in the drawer, and I was like, Kayla.
I was gonna give it back once I finished.
Oh wow!
But
She
then I
already
just got
finished.
bored of whatever I was doing.
Oh
I
wow,
hadn't finished yet.
Kayla. Have you used watercolors before?
Yeah, in school.
So you're used to using
You've
watercolors.
used,
What about oils?
pastels and
Oil
oils.
paints?
Well, I don't really like them. I like black and white.
She likes is it the chalk?
No.
I
It's
bought her a set of that before. The pencils.
She loves them. She
No,
still
what's that?
uses them.
What did
That's
you do
good.
the pug with? What's that?
Well, I used pencil, and then I used I did use the black chalk thing, and then but I mainly used pencil
Yeah.
for it.
She likes doing pencil art.
Okay, that's good.
I like colouring.
We'll do the gallery next year.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
Mm.
And she
Then you
wants
can
to
sell. Then you can sell your pictures.
She says she
Yeah.
wants to sell her art anyway. Because I sell bracelets.
Well, you said you want to learn to draw art that shows people Jesus, didn't you?
Are you being shy?
That's one of the reasons why she wants to go to the secondary school she wants to go to, because she thinks that they'll teach her. She's got an image or images in her head,
Okay.
and she feels like they'll be able to teach her how to make those images.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what other jobs were there?
Oh, that's it.
That's
Oh,
it.
you said you had loads.
Oh wait, no. There was more, but those are the main ones.
What's the other smaller ones?
Well, that was when I was a little bit younger. I thought it was fun, but then I changed my mind. It was well, I don't think anyone would like this. It's like where you get the garbage and then you
She wanted to be. She wanted to be the person who drives. You know when people come round to collect your bin.
She wants to be a bin
Dustbin.
lady.
Yeah.
Maya.
She wanted to be that because she thought it was cool because she used to stare at them, like pick the bins up and go with
She
them.
Oh, wow.
wants to operate the
The
Nice
machine, the
variation.
dustbin man.
I
Dustbin
said I'm not
woman.
paying your school fees for you to drive.
Between
no
that and
van.
a voluntary dog work.
Yeah.
Stop
Oh, how-
school now.
How much would it take for someone to give you to give up on your dreams? To not ever do that as a career.
Me.
Yeah.
Um.
So you want to be an actress? How much would
Yeah.
someone say? Okay, if I give you this much, would you work this job instead of being an actress?
So
for the rest of your
Nope.
life?
Because I can get more money than whatever they're going to give
All right, but
me.
the situation you're trying to be an actress. You haven't got any.
You
gigs
don't make
yet.
big money straight away.
You have to do like little shows if you can
Mm.
get those, and then you
Get
have to
small
do
parts.
little bits.
I've
little
got a
bits.
small part before.
Have you? In
Yes.
what?
The Little Mermaid.
Okay. Did they pay you?
No.
So you're doing pro bono work.
Yes. But when you start off, you look at actors, actresses.
I'll be a background person.
Yeah, but it doesn't pay much. It doesn't pay much. You have to. It takes years and years to work and get to the place where you're somebody that's like on demand. What's that actress? That young girl. She's done all the Spider-Man.
Oh,
Oh,
Zendaya.
that's
Zendaya.
Mariah's favourite
Zendaya.
person, Zendaya.
Yeah.
She's in Casey Undercover.
Yeah,
Is
but
her
I'm sure
favourite
she had to do a lot of acting before
she
she
was young,
became
yeah.
famous.
I love-
Yeah. So she's making good money now, but it wasn't always the case. If you think you're going to start making good money at the beginning,
I'll just do the thing Uncle Dom did.
what's that?
What did I do? Oh, the
extras.
casting agency.
Yeah,
Do the
casting
extra
agency.
thing.
Yeah, you start from young.
Yeah.
Yeah, you build your portfolio.
But you never stop. You never
But
finish
that
it.
wasn't my passion. That's something I like to do, but it wasn't my passion.
Yes. And then I'll just get paid for doing that.
Okay.
Never give up on your
Kayla doesn't
dreams.
want to be poor.
Yeah. We get that.
Yeah.
Choose happiness over
Yeah.
the price of living.
Yeah.
Things always get expensive.
I'll be able to buy anything when I'm older.
And what do you think your life would actually be like though in 20 years when you're married?
Married with your 4 kids.
I'd be
you're-
very tired because I'd have
Yeah,
to.
but how do you think you'll get about? How do you think the world would be on? How would people talk to people
Oh, I think
in the future? How do you think it would be?
it'd be very grey
Grey.
because people keep polluting
Okay.
from
Yeah.
all the motorways there
Yeah.
is. They'll make more deforestation and cut down more trees.
Mhm.
So then there'll be more roads.
Yeah.
So it'll be more hard to drive.
Okay. So
There'll
people
be
will still
more
be driving.
cars.
Okay.
So like, what's a car to? Oh yeah, they'll make more cars like a Cybertruck,
Okay.
and they'll just like change all the cars into them. I think they'll get rid of some cars.
Yeah.
Mm,
What do you think you'll be eating? How do you think you'll be? Like, what food would you be eating?
there's already some cafes that are run by robots.
Where? In this country?
No, in China.
Oh, yes, of course.
I think lots of cafes would have robots serving.
Okay. So you think what robots will be like everywhere,
Yeah, like in
like
cafes.
helping you bag up your food and like the
What about in the supermarket? Do you think there'll be robots?
They're already going that way, aren't they?
There'd be some robots like restocking everything, and I think there'd be a robot where you could like scroll through all the options. Then you press on it, then it like makes it inside, and it pops out, and you just take it.
So do you think there'll still be actresses and actors?
Yes.
When there's AI and they could just create a person they want to act without paying them.
They might still want actresses.
Okay.
I'd retire later on and just become a cheerleader.
Yeah.
An
At
old-
retirement.
an
I
old
think
cheerleader.
80-year-old cheerleader.
You might find it a little bit difficult to do all the
You give me an
acrobatics.
A.
Yeah, after having 4
No, I
children.
meant I'd be like a cheer coach.
I don't think your kids would
Okay.
appreciate seeing you.
You know.
I'd be a cheer coach for
A
one
cheer
of the
coach.
biggest teams.
Okay.
And I wouldn't want to be just who just stand on football fields just dancing. I'd want I'd want to be a coach of like for cheer people that like are in competitions.
Mhm.
And then
Trainer.
I also said when I was older I want to teach disabled people how to surf.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Because Daddy said he did it for a bit. His friends did it.
Mm.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting what the future is going to look like when you guys are older.
But
So,
it sounded very grey and
Yeah.
So is that a happy place? The future?
No.
doesn't sound like it, does
No,
it?
and then instead of motorways, there'll be more motorways just
So
piling
will,
up
will
in
people
thin air.
use like flying cars, or it's just more and more
yeah,
motorways?
flying cars. Yeah.
Would it be flying
No,
cars?
there'll just be more. That'd be like 100 years flying cars.
You think so?
There'll
Okay.
just be more cars like Cybertrucks.
So do you think cars will just be driving by itself?
What do you mean
and-
Cybertrucks? You mean electronic?
Like no, there's a car. There's the new car. Tesla just came out with
Yeah.
it.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
Cybertruck, the grey one.
Yep.
It's like very shiny.
Yeah, very much like that movie.
Yeah, iRobot.
Yeah, they've got that in there.
And I think they won't really be like. I think the cars they'll have a mode where you can just press like self-drive mode.
Yeah,
then,
so
like-
it's got one of those as well.
Yeah, they got those
There's no
already.
steering wheel and no pedals
Yeah.
in that car.
You just
Didn't mean
sit in the car and it
It takes you to where you're supposed to go.
Yeah, I've seen it in movies.
Would you
Yeah.
buy one of those?
Yes.
So if you got if you haven't paid your mortgage, it just takes you to the police station. and you can't stop.
I just wouldn't get into the car.
Alright, what if you got? Would you have a robot to clean your house
No.
and look after your
No.
kids?
No.
Why?
because I don't like robots. They're scary.
So what would you have, like, if you're going to be an actress, you're not going to be home all the time. So who's
So
going to look after your
who
kids?
would look after the kids and who would?
Mummy.
Oh.
Mummy nanny, yeah.
Am I the living nanny?
Yes. Well, you live in a big house.
Okay.
So you want mummy to look after the kids and
Yes.
feed the kids, okay.
I'll come sometimes to come feed them.
Sometimes.
Wow.
And
I
you're
see.
not-
I'm starting to get picture of the life that
Yeah.
Kayla's living.
Kayla's life is like lifestyle of the
So where's your husband while you're being an actress and sometimes seeing your kids?
Well, if
What's
he's
your
rich, he's
husband?
gotta
What
be
does he do
working,
for a
right?
job?
What would you want your husband to do as a job?
Trying to work out.
Okay.
I have 4 options.
Four
Okay.
options,
Okay.
Just choosing the ones that make the most money.
Okay.
Wow.
A professional football player.
yeah.
Okay.
Not
American?
not American
Oh,
football.
okay.
The normal football.
British football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a lawyer.
Okay.
What's those people? Oh yes, the government.
Politician.
No, a government.
Yeah,
Go-
that's
government
politician. Yeah.
Politician.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Do they make a lot of money?
I don't know.
Okay.
Or a cricketer, because I like cricket.
Okay.
Okay.
So then I can go and see cricket games for free.
Oh wow.
Okay. So what's a lot of money? So if he earned £100,000, is that okay for you a year?
No.
Okay. If he earned £200,000 a year,
No.
£500,000
Yes.
a year. Wow. Share that figure in. Okay. So what would you need for this lifestyle that you live?
It would be very nice, my house. Lots of it would be pink.
Okay.
Pink house.
Most of it would be pink. My
Okay.
bedroom would be filled with pink.
So your husband lives there too, yeah?
No, he lives somewhere else.
Okay.
Somewhere
where
else
does he
in the
live?
house. My bedroom, my bedroom.
Oh, so where would he sleep?
Somewhere else.
Where?
Somewhere else I could get another room for him.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you're married, but he's got his own room and you've got your
Yeah.
own room. Okay.
I will
Do you have your room that you share together, or
No, it's my room. No one else in it except me.
sounds like a
Okay.
very happy marriage?
Yeah.
And your kids? You got 4 kids, right? 2 boys,
yeah.
2 girls. Okay.
They all have their own room. I'll have
Okay.
4 floors.
Oh wow.
Do you do the school drop as well and the homework with them? Or?
No, mummy does that.
So when do you spend time with your kids? Between-
Christmas, Easter,
Sounds
harvest,
like boring.
And so you see them
Boarding
3 times
school.
a year, your
their
kids? Yeah?
birthday,
Oh, lucky.
Oh wow.
and I'll be there every day as well.
Yeah. Okay.
And mummy can just do their homework with them.
So what would you? What quality time would you do with your kids?
We'll just go and play some games and go shopping.
That's
Okay.
it. Okay. Okay.
So basically, I never retire. is the memo that I just received.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, I'll have someone to do the dishes and the laundry.
Oh, so I get a housekeeper. Thank you, Kate.
What, a robot or?
No,
Yeah.
some normal person.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have to do the washing up and the cleaning.
I'll get the people who used to do our house, the cleaners.
Okay.
I don't think they'll be alive by then.
Yes, they would.
They may have retired.
Oh
Yes.
dear.
I'll find the people who still does the
Yeah.
same business as them.
Alright.
Okay.
Maya?
Yes, me. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, what was the question?
What was the question? Dom?
Yeah. How do you see the future looking when you've got kids and you're married?
I'd have a massive house bigger than Kayla's.
No, mine would be bigger. Mine's 5 floors now.
Should we see that bin lady salary? Come on.
You know, you're not gonna get that if you're a bin lady.
And hold on, I didn't ask. What countries would you guys live in? You here
America.
or you're in America?
Yeah.
So
Don't-
mummy has to move to America.
Yep. You like in America.
Okay, go on, Maya.
It's hotter than
Where,
England.
where are you?
Well,
Where
I
are you?
live in California for a little bit.
Okay.
I have a mansion there. And then
Probably the bin girl one.
That hot LA rubbish, boy. And that heat.
It smells
Yeah.
potent, but
So you leave your mansion to go.
Maya.
Every Monday.
Every Monday.
Every Monday.
You better wake up
Gonna wake up.
every Monday, bro. To get them overalls on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so silly.
Get your
Oh,
big
wow.
hill truck.
So are you doing recycling or just general purpose?
Compost waste for recycling.
All right. So go on. What's your husband do?
What kind of man do you want to marry, Maya?
Someone
We're going to
who's
show this to you in like 10 years.
You know. Yeah, this is
Well,
all recorded, by the way.
What kind of husband do you want?
someone who's not, you know,
Maya,
what?
come on.
like someone who's sporty.
Okay.
Like
Sporty.
they do
I thought you
cricket,
said 40.
I know. I was like,
Yeah,
Sporty.
sporty cricket, yeah.
football, like
Yeah. So
football.
athletic.
Is this
Yeah.
like what he enjoys to do or what he does as a job?
what he does as a job, like
Track and field.
no, like what he does, like you get a lot of money for doing tennis, like
Tennis.
you know, like
tennis player.
yeah, it's like
Okay.
because Mummy tried once to try to get the seats, but they were a bit too expensive.
Expensive,
Yeah, just for a match. So he would be somewhere where I can just enjoy a day.
So a sports professional, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He also be an Olympic. He'll be Olympic. He'll be.
So
in
basically,
Olympics.
you want him to be sporty, you want him to be athletic,
He'll see me at the
and then
Olympics.
and then your children. Are you looking after your children? Have you got a nanny, a robot, like
Mummy.
me?
No,
well-
because she's with me.
No, so Gammy will do the jobs. I want to.
what job?
So the first thing she's gonna do is she's gonna cook for them. She's gonna clean after them. No, I'm just joking. No, she's just gonna be my nanny for the days for eternity.
So how old are you at this age?
Maybe 30.
30.
Gammy is
Okay. So Gammy in 20 years is
Yeah. It's 87.
87.
She'll still be good.
She's still
so-
I think Gammy would want to be living somewhere nicer.
Yeah,
in a
she'll be
tropical-
living in California.
Yeah, in a tropical island, just
And
relaxing
what about
every day.
Granddad?
Who would Granddad have?
Granddad
And
would
what
be
about the
fun-
rest of the family?
Oh yeah.
So far you've taken my mother and my sister away from me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then Luca and all of the grandkids.
And
Oh,
Ro-
Luca
and
would come
Roman,
over to
all
my
of
house.
Ezzy.
No, Roman, I meant, would come over to my house every day.
Oh, so Roman's going to live in America as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Noah
Oh, yeah, especially Noah.
and Ava
Oh, yeah, and especially Ava. I'll take Ava out shopping every day.
and your brother.
He can live with Granddad.
And what about
Because he'll probably be an army person.
what about Luca
Luca,
and Luca
Luca.
and Case, Miko, Cohen? What are they gonna do with?
in my house, I'll just make them a big playroom and keep them there.
Yeah,
But
but
they've
they'll
been
be
20
grown up.
years. They don't want to be in a playroom at 24.
Oh, no. I'll just... I think every Sunday, I'd host a big thing.
So everyone's gonna be living in America.
No, they'll fly
Or
over.
You know, Granddad's
They fly over every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I would have a pink jet anyway.
You are burning
pink
through your
jet.
money.
Yeah,
bro.
we'll get them each a
Jet.
jet so they
Gonna
can go
fly
over.
the family in every
Yeah, Nicki
weekend.
Minaj.
I mean, it is my jet.
Yeah, so we're gonna
Oh.
get them each a pink jet so then they can go over like on Sunday. They're like, oh come on kids, let's go. And then they'll just go over
Oh, wow.
to our
Then-
big mansion. Well, actually no,
So
It's
where?
my
Okay, are you two living near each other, or do you
no.
live?
no, she's
far
living
away?
she's living in another state. I'm in California. She's in
Orange County.
Orange
That's
County.
California.
You're both in
California.
California.
What?
You look quite escape each other if you wanted to.
That's fine. I'll just kick you out the state. Because my husband
State's
will
not
be
big
the
enough for
government.
both of you.
He'll be the governor.
He'll be
government,
the
yeah.
governor because he works in part.
Okay.
Okay, we're actually outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, girls, for joining us this week.
Any final words?
No, I'd just be Richard and Maya.
What would you say to people in terms of what you think is the most important thing to remember when it comes to their family?
If always love them, be kind to them.
Kayla, you gotta look at this. You gotta look at the camera.
Always love them, be kind to them.
Especially
Yeah.
your sister. Especially your sister
Yeah,
and
Maya.
your brother.
Nice to her most of the time.
So, so you must be loving. You must share. Hang on, Kayla. Shh.
Maya, come
When you're ready.
Hang on, Kayla. Stop.
Why
Maya.
is Kelly's not doing anything?
Maya. Okay.
Hang on.
Right, so good.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
you must be kind. You must be sharing. You must love each other because if you just worked every day, then that wouldn't work very well. You just be
And the moments you have with them, just spend quality time.
quality time.
Don't be
And-
self-absorbed to your iPad, computer, phone. I don't know.
Selfish.
Oh.
Kitty, you're gonna do all these stuff, right? You know?
So I think that they've given us some food for thought.
us something.
Yeah, so I guess for me, I would say, you know, society's changing, the world's changing. You know, obviously technology is constantly evolving. But I'd say in that, let's not lose what matters the most, which is family and traditions and passing down cultures, because at the end of the day, like we started with at the beginning, you know, these things that were like so coveted at the time, you know, the Game Boy and the you know, the TV
So
or whatever. Now
everything on the
you
Christmas
couldn't,
list.
I don't think you could sell that TV to someone for £100,
Yeah.
and I
Couldn't
think
give it
that's the
away.
reality. You
Couldn't
couldn't give it away because TVs, if you think about what they started off as and what they are now and what they're going to be, you know, in a few years' time, if we build everything around these items, you're going to look back at the end and it's going to be really shallow. And the thing that's going to still be, that is timeless,
It's family.
that doesn't change, that doesn't age, is family. And that's going to be, I think, at the end of the day, the saddest part for a lot of people when they look back and they've made it about all of these other things that the world's created now. And the thing that mattered the most was we were too busy looking down that we didn't look up and see what was around us.
Yeah.
So I'd say look up,
Yeah.
put down the devices, have a cut off time and focus on each other.
Yeah. And connect. You know, one of the things that is eroded with all the technologies, we've lost connection and we've drifted and we don't even realise, and that's the thing with drifting, we don't realise that we've drifted until you wake up one day and you realise how far everyone is away from each other. So I'd say be intentional about connecting, be intentional about engaging, and even if there's one or two members of the family that don't want to, just go around them. Don't let them stop you. Don't let them discourage you. But be intentional about maintaining close-knit family. That's the most valuable thing you have, actually. You can lose your house, you can lose your money, you can lose your car, you can lose your job, but you can find another one. Family, that's all you've got. That family that you've got is it. And we don't know how much time we have with them. Let's not be the one that's crying at someone's funeral and thinking of, and saying messages that we should have said while they were alive. So appreciate family. If you've got parents, grandparents, make sure you go visit them. Make sure you spend time with them. Talk to them while they're still here. Give them flowers. Tell them you love them. Tell them you appreciate them. The poems that I hear people reading at funerals, send them the poem now while they're alive and able to read it and able to appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree, and value time. I think time is something that you never grasp how much time slips through our hands until you you look back at like how big these girls are now, and that's time. In my essence of time, that wasn't long ago.
Yeah.
But when you look how many of those, like they're like 10 years, it's like there's not many of those you get in a lifetime.
And
so.
I would say as well, capture,
Yeah, memories.
because there's so many people where like they don't film, they don't take pictures, they don't film videos. Like for me, even filming this today, in 10, 20 years we'll
You
be
can
able to
look
look at
at,
those.
oh my
and
gosh,
they'll-
look at us.
Yeah,
then,
like
you
look
know what
at
I mean?
look
Yeah.
at these guys, how small they were, and the
Mm.
things they were saying. So you know, I think it's capturing those moments and not presuming it's always going to be with us
Yeah.
forever. You know, I know that anybody that I've, you know, lost or whatever, it's so nice to be able to go back. You know, when Granddad passed away, the first
Yeah.
thing we all did was
Start
share
looking
our,
at the
go back to the
Videos,
photos and the
photos.
videos and the moments that just, you know, seemed like nothing
Yeah.
in that moment.
yeah,
It was
like the one
It's
where Dom
everything,
filmed
yeah.
him eating an ice
Yeah.
cream.
How many
You
times
know,
I've watched that and gone
Yeah.
back and
yeah.
That's
you
what
wish
I'm
you'd done
saying.
more and
Yeah.
some of that
I know.
stuff, and it's just
So
like
do it now while you
Yeah.
can.
yeah. And
Yeah.
even when I think about all my cool memories, it was all family
Yeah.
orientated. Whatever
Yeah.
that was, whether
Yeah.
it's time at Gwen and Gwenda's house and the
Yeah.
things they made us or we ate or the times
Yeah.
we spent in the garden,
Yeah.
those are all to do with family.
Yeah.
I can't think of a cool memory that doesn't involve family. So
Yeah.
that is the cool of it.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Value the ones you have.
And create it. If you
Yeah,
don't have it, create
yeah.
it.
And
Be
be present.
intentional. Be present. All of us have got someone.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See you next week.